And welcome to another California Guy video with your host, California Guy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this video entitled The X-Files Season Finale, My Struggle Part 1 and 2. I'm going to do a breakdown of, I know they have more episodes to that with X-Files, but I'm just going to break down why X-Files Part 1 and 2. Not that, I'll do the standalone episodes later, Monster of the Week, but right now I'm just going to break down My Struggle, Part 1 and 2, and the deep meaning of what happened in X-Files. Now, X-Files returned a few weeks ago, back on Fox. They came back, and they premiered it, and it returned Fox and Mulder. The last time they were seen was in X-Files, the movie. But they had kind of a Monster of the Week, but they returned back to the mythology part. And if to people that's familiar with X-Files, mythology means the UFOs, the alien part, and then you have your Monster of the Week. But that's pretty much the story arc. And so in this story arc, which was it was more modernized for 2015 and 16, was more of the internet usage. The conspiracy of the aliens got deeper. You had more expansion of the Cigarette Man and his goal and everything else. So in part one of My Struggle, you have the plot centers around UFOs possibly being man-made. The conspiracy was that for years, decades, that human beings, the United States government, was kidnapping human beings and running tests on them. They were running tests on them, and they was giving them an immune system to block off a disease. The whole goal was to have an Ebola-like disease using alien technology and reverse engineering. And so that was part one of My Struggle. And it was really, and they had an Alex Jones type character in it, you know, where he figured out the conspiracy. And it changed the whole X-Files mythology and advanced it, basically, going into part two. Part two was a follow-up with the goal and the plan, which was supposed to be launched in 2012. The plan became into fruition in the episode where you had the plagues was starting, the Ebola, the anthrax, and all that stuff there. So it was a deeper meaning to what was going on with X-Files. Let me break some stuff down, some realities that's possibly going on. And that is, we had a containment of different diseases that was weaponized, like anthrax, going back into 2001 and 2. Chemical warfare, which was the whole thing with 9/11. That was the whole point of 9/11, actually, was weapons of mass destruction. In real life, the government has like different diseases, like AIDS diseases, Ebola, smallpox, diseases that could tear your immune system, the avionic flu, and other diseases that's possibly around. So a lot of those diseases could wipe out a whole city if possible. So that's one. They could wipe out a city and kill masses of individuals. Then you have the government possibly using smallpox tests and flu shots to put different testing diseases. Now, that goes back to the Tuskegee Airmen, where they were testing them for syphilis. That's a reality. They were testing for syphilis. So, with them testing out black men for syphilis, who's to say that those different diseases were not used in modern day? Who's to say that they're not being used? Secondly, the ideal of UFOs being hoaxes. Again, that's possible because you look at the alien autopsy. What's that? The alien autopsy video that came up in the 90s, late 90s, like 97. So that's also possible. You had the alien autopsy video, and that was proven to be another hoax. So I think that the United States government has been tricking all of us into believing that UFOs were fake. And this is me talking about this for a lot of years in my own blogs about the United States government And X-Files explained it beautifully with My Struggle Part 1 and 2. Now, here's my theory on what really happened in 1945 with Roswell. Something crashed, but don't know what it is, of unknown origin. And I believe it was possibly extraterrestrial. And I do think that the United States government made deals with possibly, and I'm saying possibly, when I'm saying I don't want you motherfuckers to come through and say, oh, well, California guy is crazy, you know, he's crazy. No, I'm talking on hypothetical, so I'm not saying it's fact. But I do think that UFOs, unidentified flying object, fell down. I don't know what it was. It could have been monkeys, it could have been test dummies, it's been men. But I do think people see extraterrestrial origin. And I think that the government took the creatures that were dead. And I think that they were alive. Maybe they made some type of contact with humans on the base. And they made a deal to use reverse technology. They used reverse, human beings used, they reversed the alien technology possibly for military use in this country. And I think also, but I'm going to do another video on one day, Russia's military also used alien technology, I think, in them days too. But I do think that, you know, extraterrestrial technology was being used. Actually, I go even deeper than that. I think extraterrestrial technology was possibly used in World War II. I think that Nazis utilized advanced technology during the war, like certain ships like the Belle and other, and there's evidence of this. You have scientists that had pictures and drawings of this. So I think that people of the United States government and maybe the global government has been possibly, I'm not going to say they were doing like X-Files. I'm not trying to say that. But I do think that they utilized the shots in, you know, little things, vaccinations to put certain diseases into people's bodies. I think that they use foods, even foods like that you eat, maybe possibly infected with pesticides and different chemicals also to give you deadly diseases. The government is one of the most, the United States government is the most dangerous government on the planet, along with Europe, some European countries. And what's going on is the United States needs to keep the legacy of the countries in place. That's why, if you guys look at the news, the British stayed with the European Union. The United States had a hand in it. They couldn't have British separate. They need to keep the United Kingdom together, along with the United States, to become a major. They need to keep them as superpowers. Russia and China is rebelling against that. So now the end game for the United States is to mess with its own citizens and depopulate the planet with different diseases in order to weaken other governments. And I do believe that. But this is part one of an extraordinary videos that I'm going to get deeper into. Like and share this video, people, and let's have this conversation. Peace out.